endless possibilities.
Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adishimamba ende ye Friday. Ende ye fida. Tasibati ya minala so wahu not in kwana hoden or the achahen. One mende de so ya dawu yetinkom yehu adechi yehu. Da owo kodo. Na some from a papa bil fanyano Bujan orija fusan matachremo da bodwima erusia ya semayi Papa God asideya na yada wasa na ni sentiri wo erusia yada sa ni sentiri wo sa ne andangwen yanda gir kra na 14th November. Ochina Saturday 15th. Na ya wem. Ebe 14th November. Na the period ya nkoma yedi yedi papa kwema inde bobo hu sese hu. A yedi kehia oye agenkwa na we. Another yedi ko buenya afididem preparation towards Christmas. Depending in koma yedi preparation towards Christmas. Abana humbo nari ye yedi kishia ajonkwa na we. Iti ma yaka na yeguri yaka ina ende bobo hu sese hu wa bobo no sha nti kanya hu ke kawo na fa bi ka hu aye kura shase na etu susu usanda Christmas leader sika ka hu a menyi mala dia wo da kwa ko bobo sa na de bi Christmas ya ke de ibeti aka me yenda e wusa me yenda mukra emom ma ode ye me keke be la okite hinsem no ehu ma de ntema ye moboa no kitikiti be moboa na ontuma anka de ye du oye bronya ne da no na ye nya kakra ka ho nti ma moboa no nya kakra ka ho a aba no wa ekufa na edigi ye nwa edigi bronya nti wo yusum na fitiju de diri be said 10 to ande oye 50 Ghana. Sure. Say bobo no 2020 and 100 Ghana. And yet 50 that wala faka hwe ko wanyum. Na say yen 100 Ghana da o ebusu ekokra. And we dado. Nti be se wa kaka biara no bobo ano. Yes, bobo ano. Na yen hwe iwe Christmas no ma. Waso wochafa owom no wonsa nkaka wonsa baka wochafa bia ebusia abri meye obedi nkomo inda kanya fidei mese we yidi mara ye bedi nkomo na nkomo ye bedi no ansa na no ma mboni tiri ko anada surafa ohye yeni sikasam do kesi atuba forsen ejuma ku yedehye enyan esiam mbrehye begboyin oti omani sikasam na ne bobia na ne yabia dukoto mbrehye begom yebeti da mon kobo no inda kenye fide de oboka te na pod wa begodo yebeti da mon kobo no so na him yaba Malik Ramsey abentie osha sidori ye broadcasting ejuma nsamtwe ejuma no we dey fi par edonu 25 years nti bafodi ya osi Ramsey at 25 Ramsey at 25 nti ye celebrate oya hinabema Malik Ramsey ye celebrating yes osanda nsamtwe ejuma no nyobia ibin mishasi wendu bebiara na hina baba Malik ne nsamtwe ejuma na o shase dori yen onkija court da yes onkwa hifie da besiriki wanu bia enyim usande professionalism oyejuma professionalism oyejuma yes it's Malik Ramsey at 25 they're celebrating it's in the whole center focus Malik Ramsey yes in the center focus Malik Ramsey you're celebrating 25 years I'm mundri mundri sana ka fofo baby asana yare banti ye shan samtwe dwuma na ase yendri 25 but at least yare ko 15 years yare ko 15 years it's also yembre boss na so you celebrate but now we are celebrating Malik Ramsey you're celebrating na am there Malik Ramsey ya kan dodo anyim impuntu madase Costa Television odi Saturday bia impuntu but when you jangle na mam yes impuntu ni footage yes na abentia na oginum na oka obisa wo de hona na asade 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 that's him Malik Ramsey ona some na yeken yes impuntu bo Costa Television do obo wakonu mu Malik Ramsey ono na ye celebrating 25 years in broadcasting 25 years in broadcasting ntane pay ye celebrating na mama fasida mama fama oye National Petroleum Authority National Petroleum Authority also use gas MPA use gas ebuso use gas diesel gift shop diesel gift shop asede bi nkoma hon damara so na asede bi nkoma oye king of the universe the king corn or bede materials hona dawo mara na we so hinasen ma ne pay ahoden no ayekase we so hinasen ma ne pay ahoden no ayekase nti ya celebrate in be Malik Ramsey ya celebrate nti Malik bebe wo bia ne pay ya mo tirin kwa yes ya mo tirin kwa papa sande enye be mi na edemina ena okwadwoma wunya ndam anampo enfiedo nanum ntem no wadama wotin kuma kote semala mbai ahemfie semala mbai binumu susu binumpo obande se asembi enye wona ka anada ereka wa asempa wo pekuna ro bejere wa abro usanda aka wona asama ankare ye sanu susura asama kan otwi hon nti bo hwere wotaworo badin shanka yankopande hine bema Malik Ramsey eno onye nsamchofo binuma we keep Coast ha no. They know what they are doing. Yes. We know what we are doing. There, mbra da ho. Nsamchofo na ya mbra oda ho. Nti sabu ta freche yankasa kwa. Yansora ni mbe ha no yankasa kwa. No. Professionalism. Yes, professionalism. Sunday. Bibia. Echume bia. Atibia baye bia mbrada ho. Nto da eriyen na lehwe no ho mbra oda ho. Erekasan na lehwe no ho mbra oda ho. Yansorara ni mbo hina no. Da yankasa kwa. Yes. Professionalism. Inside the pay, yada him never Malik Ramsey na sena fishing na no bidza na seahorse. Nti seahorse fo and the pay won so be obi ayeda ho ase. Umo na ye. Ano e baka ho asem echiriana. But for now na de yeda ho ase. There wa ma 25 years in broadcasting no ori yedwuma. Say ye seahorse fo a nche ye nte. Yes, say yes, horse far, and Chayente, and Chasumade. No, the debut inano, the Bainano's center focus, I can ask some there at the papa or one or the human Kubi, Buffer, or Bushas, who they will know 1 year. We will be work a care, we will chase come, I advertise 1 year. No, than a change the ma. The chiwishia wa the chebe ebe dabade professionalism onye dwuma mpocho fokwan no do bra butu esika na nya advert mfa mo ada seahorse fo waye no ebusia waye ada o so enyi na embo ho na bado papa waye ada o so enyi mo ho na bado. The when we Juma, a brand said Malik Rams or ye, a Juma Papa Orienti, 25 years in broadcasting. We're celebrating what Bonabada. I also see what's of Yabonabado, that of Massy. No moon suara, umfad vetenumbra. See what's of moon suara, umfad vetenumbra. Yes, name Jungum, Lechi, one can, onji baby. No one can onji baby. Mammy, me see what's in your yard. The whole Ghana. Even Adamiapo, bring you be Wabaji Germany, Waka test Asha, Chede, that is why, Africa. Yes, seahorse. They are co-word that come seahorse. It's a seahorse of company near someone, Umuchesica, they had veteran farm. Yes. Most we pay baby, baby Malik Rams or say, we pay the nephew, may you 25 years in broadcasting, it was also any fair. And to see what's for your mom on our battle. Suddenly, you don't obey. Hey, there, almost for one anniversary. There, just like that. Hey, Massa. Or you are checker. Now, so another dinner night in the no fair. I feel we pay papa. Say, ya bada or ye organizers are organizing or ye dinner night in the man or ye Malik Ramsey. Ne 25 years in broadcasting, ya don't must organize ya don't must say. Very Scott, yes, very Scott. And they pay ya don't must papa. Why are they? Ubem, free, ubem, the Homasi, with my pa, my when you my papa that man can, on only young fellow. Onupo, you tell her, you try him nature. Nay, you bogum, nay, bohunabado. The money you share, we keep Cosa. Osanda keep kosa enuma pi companies nketen kakra wa na all that wo ba ma yebo huniti ne pagya honan wo ma wo se susumadi na abadi ye na abadi kwankran kokuma so kwata kwado kwhwe sika abode ankofuru che wo ya advert ye keep kosa you know ye nya advert you are na ye hamde 130 ye nya advert company so keep kosa one advert shops akasa wo keep kosa one advert mumbo bia ne din one advert na so kwa kra kwhwe all advert traditional media no do the radio the television not or social media so no social media or what traditional media no go radio do what TV do no social media so be so wo there who company or keep kosa no ma hen no what social media if radio do po wonko na kan to wa television do radio do po wonko na kan to wa television do. It is a company be fi Accra anakuma saneta kwado be keep kosa ha na so obu advert no gum na nkofo sase wo patronage na wo hon yawo na wudu wunye na wusu na nansiara me pe damia last 2 years no mu makasime sasam do me pe makasime sasam do last 2 years yes last 2 years 2 years and 3 years 2 years 3 years no na what the A1 bread be makasime sasam do what the A1 bread be keep kosa bo she keep kosa sa what to pan no bread be kesa wo keep kosa wo ham ya mo ba na there or we A1 wo the keep kosa no one will keep kosa one advert no one will keep kosa one advert na try a fempo keke the radio stations will keep kosa TV stations number 1 TV station will keep kosa on a Costa television you miss a young there we a bakery we a company we a shop you miss when was the last time wala a chair Costa television ade wa wupem willingly and na ma bado manamana me breakfast me the Costa television aye bi da It's the more A1 bread no be keep question obejidin because not the toy no doso now you go keep kosa you go keep kosa ya nyadvet udidin kwankwansa ma redam minister na NCFO na nyiribam show and the A1 you keep kosa bio how do or your marketing it's man to we be seen na nkara separate nche malamu wakwa ho nti me admit biara yo continue ya de ma ko wakwa ho nti admit ko ne biru no so do no ba ya yo admit wa opportunity net wo ibini dino shadow benu no obaba na ya advert na man no nkofo etweguro iwi akakra na abade ehisam na bufu sempo omi dai se impako no ya advert na nkofo utuguda wole wakaji sikedu wole wakaji do tonade ebushia no kwasimo omi Nina or brother Malik Ramsey, 25 years in broadcasting. On no celebration, I for the Muslim Yadaba. Osan the seahorse da homa ye no wa ma hwenyi homa ya do hwenyi papa ye mo na bado seahorse ye mo na bado papa company ye mo na bado mo na ye na ye hwe say o keep kosa ye hwe ebusua mo ya tete pai na eba wanja hin bialo ebunu de from there go da pan no rubber ebun go da pan no rubber tebe kra man ko fu chen won kanye dam na yiche no kekusa fo okra to fo kra nse busia me pay mam kan fo ma na erehwema menyim bebi a wo company anu wo adwuma no kakra biara aye bian fobra yin ho advert ma fobra na yin ho advert ma na oye papa dema de portion a otedam no ana gira be wo no market no fobra na yin ho advert ma yebu hu da mpa Kofi mekan yes yebu hu na mpa Kofi mekan sana wona wo da advert nya no wonyane mu faso papa wona wo bad advert wonyane mu faso papa ntino ya word na yamfadam bibi otedam no yamfa mbra na waso wa hom nka ho adwuma bia ereye no enti Coastal Television ebusua ya bonya den ahomotofon bu gu screen da front pay fo baje odo ahomotofon gu screen no do e front pay fo baje odo fo advert the fo Coastal Television in charge ahiri bia bade bad advert no advert phone number no o twem gu screen no do be ya advert na mo kama no wa so nkofa ate nkan kofa hu bebia wo bada se ebusua ma yemfo no yemfensi na yanko oye mbeshebogom ana the budget na aboto ho budget ni waboto fala tetra de gwa budget ne do ho na nuntutu wasoa na mense wo bi me yanko hwe budget ni nkitem da honorable atoba force ne kan yaba echi abafofa no kokol ya ba be mi ye paragraph by paragraph ni yehu bebi o man bebi ayerko yonko mesebego yonko hwe another the osi
Mr. Speaker, before I present the 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government, permit me to, on behalf of His Excellency the President, to express my deepest condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones in the Ghana Armed Forces enlistment tragedy yesterday at the military Air Works Sports Stadium. Mr. Speaker, words fail us at this time of deep grief. We can only pray for them to find God's comfort and peace in this difficult time. Right Honorable Speaker, colleagues, on the authority of His Excellency the President, in accordance with Article 179 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 21 of the PFM Act, I have the honor and privilege to present to this House the budget statement and economic policy of government for the 2026 financial year. Mr. Speaker, this address is an abridged version of the full 2026 budget statement and economic policy of government. I respectfully request that the Hansa Department captures the entire budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I accordingly present the budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2026. Right Honorable Speaker, again in accordance with law, I will also lay before this House the following statutory reports. The first will be the 2025 annual report on petroleum funds, and the second will be the 2025 annual report on the collection and utilization of the African Union Import Levy, in line with Section 7 of the African Union Levy Act 2017, Act 952. Mr. Speaker, in the course of 2026, and pursuant to Article 36(5), I will cause to be laid before Parliament on behalf of the President a coordinated program of economic and social development policies, including agricultural and industrial programs at all levels and in all the regions of Ghana. Right Honorable Speaker, I will also present the following bills, regulations, and memoranda for consideration by this House. Speaker, the bills and regulations will be the following: the Value for Money Bill, the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill, the Value Added Tax Bill, the COVID-19 Health Recovery Repeal Bill, the Ghana Education Trust Fund Amendment Bill, the National Insurance Amendment Bill, the Public Procurement Regulation, request for approval for a revised investment policy of the Ghana Petroleum Funds in line with Section 31A of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, Act 2011, Act 815, and finally a request for approval to implement an AI-powered trade data analytics system to support customs revenue mobilization and enhance trade facilitation. Mr. Speaker, I stand before this House humbled by the confidence reposed in me by His Excellency the President to deliver his second budget under his reset agenda. Mr. Speaker, when this administration took office, we met an economy in distress, weighed down by debt, weakened by mismanagement, and stripped of confidence. Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget, the 2025 budget was our first act of courage, a declaration that Ghana would rise again through reforms, discipline, and visionary leadership. Right Honorable Speaker, the theme for this year's budget draws from the President's profound words in his 2025 State of the Nation address, when he declared that, Mr. Speaker, quote, "Today, inspired by Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the people of Ghana, I am moved to make a purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani Mahama, will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on the path of growth and sustainability." Right Honorable Speaker, it is with that same conviction that I present the 2026 budget under the theme Resetting for Growth, Jobs and Economic Transformation. This government has chosen a harder but higher road, the road of reform, renewal, and resilience. We have restored fiscal discipline, brought inflation under control, stabilized the cedi, and rekindled investor confidence. This is not just a recovery, it is a reset. It is a story of a nation that refused to stay down. This is a rebirth from the ashes of daunting inheritance, the heavy burden laid upon us by the previous administration. Mr. Speaker, it is indeed a revival forged amid the tempest of hopes, harbored by the ordinary Ghanaian, whose spirit has long been weathered by 8 years of hardship, impoverishment, and shadows of deception. Mr. Speaker, it is the story of Ghanaians who endured hardships with dignity and held on to hope when the road was rough. Right Honorable Speaker, we have learned a powerful truth. The truth is that fiscal discipline is the backbone of national progress. Mr. Speaker, there is no shortcut to responsible economic mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, there is no shortcut for responsible economic management. Never again must we allow recklessness, waste, and indiscipline to define how we handle the people's money. Right Honorable Speaker, President Mahama has made it clear that under his watch, the integrity of our public finances will remain sacred. Mr. Speaker, confidence is returning. The Black Star is rising once more. Ghana is back, strong, stable, and full of hope. And yes, our Black Stars are heading to the World Cup. Right Honorable Speaker, with that renewed energy and optimism, this budget is about building on the foundation we have laid, turning stability into opportunity and opportunity into prosperity. On behalf of His Excellency the President, I extend my deepest gratitude to organized labor, the employers' associations, and workers of Ghana who work with government to successfully agree on the national minimum wage and base pay for 2026, ahead of this budget, reflecting our shared vision of fairness, stability, and productivity. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 budget marks a decisive shift from recovery to transformation, from resilience to productivity, and from stability to jobs. Mr. Speaker, over the next year and beyond, government will focus on 3 priorities to reset for growth, jobs, and transformation. Speaker, the first will be consolidating the macroeconomic stability. The second will be accelerating economic transformation and job creation. And finally, strengthening security and social sector for inclusive growth. Right Honorable Speaker, our vision is clear. A Ghana that produces more than it consumes. A Ghana that exports value-added goods, not just raw materials. A Ghana where jobs are decent, incomes are rising, and opportunities shared by all. And, Mr. Speaker, a Ghana where every citizen lives with dignity and pride. Mr. Speaker, that is the Ghana we are building. A Ghana powered by discipline, driven by vision, and anchored on shared prosperity. Right Honorable Speaker, having outlined the guiding theme and vision for this budget, I now turn to the state of the Ghanaian economy as at October 2025. Mr. Speaker, and to show where we stand, what we have achieved, and where we are heading. After that, I'll present the policies, priorities, and resource allocation that will drive Ghana's growth, jobs, and economic transformation in 2026 and beyond. Mr. Speaker, at the beginning of the year, we inherited a painful effect of the fiscal slippages of 2024. Pressures that weighed heavily on households and businesses and public finances. Mr. Speaker, confidence was fragile. Inflation remained elevated. The exchange rate was unstable, and the public debt was elevated. Yet, through visionary leadership, fiscal discipline, and policy consistency, the tide has finally turned. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy has now recovered, marked by renewed investor confidence and an improved macroeconomic outlook. Mr. Speaker, I'll now give you real sector performance. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy has regained its rhythm. Real GDP expanded by 6.3% in the first half of 2025, up from 5.1% in the same period of 2024, driven by stronger agriculture and service, lower inflation, and renewed business confidence. Non-oil GDP grew by 7.8%, showing that our growth is now powered by domestic production. Mr. Speaker, the service sector remains the heartbeat of recovery, surging 8.8% with ICT up 17.2%, finance and insurance up 9.5%, and education up 14.9%. Agriculture, the backbone of stability, also grew by 6%, doubling that of last year. Mr. Speaker, cocoa rebound from a sharp 21.4%, contracting to 2.8% growth. Mr. Speaker, thanks to the targeted farm support, and smarter policies. Industry held steady despite reduced oil output. Manufacturing rose 6.3% and construction 4.0%, reflecting reliable energy and revived infrastructure projects. On the demand side, Right Honorable Speaker, household consumption grew by 8.2%, reflecting stronger household confidence. Government spending also slowed to 3.7%, proving fiscal discipline. The Speaker, export grew 11.5%, led by gold, cocoa, and non-traditional export. This is the growth that creates jobs, lifts incomes, and builds lasting stability. The Speaker, I now take you to price development. Right, Honorable Speaker, inflation has fallen faster than anyone imagined, from 23.8% in December 2024 to 8% by October 2025. Ghana is back to a single-digit inflation. This was not by sheer luck. It is the outcome of disciplined fiscal policy, steady monetary management, stable exchange rates, and strong domestic production. Together, these have restored confidence, stabilized the cedi, and eased the pressure on families and businesses. Food inflation reduced from 27.8% to 9.5%. Prices of everyday food such as tomatoes, garden eggs, okra, and fish are finally falling. Mr. Speaker, non-food inflation also dropped from 20.3% to 6.9%, supported by steady fuel prices and lower import costs. Right, Honorable Speaker, this progress proves that sound policies brings real relief. Sound policies brings real reliefs. Mr. Speaker, both imported and local price pressures are now contained. Right, Honorable Speaker, the task ahead is to sustain this stability by keeping fiscal discipline, boosting food security, and ensuring strong coordination between the fiscal and monetary authorities. The Speaker, I now take you to fiscal performance. The Speaker, 2025 marked one of Ghana's strongest fiscal turnaround in decades. The primary balance on commitment basis swung from a 3% deficit in 2024 to a 1.6% surplus by September 2025, exceeding the target and proving that discipline delivers results. Mr. Speaker, reforms in revenue mobilization and spending controls anchored this recovery. The removal of nuisance e-levy did not weaken revenue. Broader tax reforms and efficient gains lifted non-oil tax revenue to 8.7% of GDP, up from 7.8% in 2024. On expenditure, government tightened non-priority spending whilst protecting key investment in the sectors. So, Speaker, Treasury bill rates have fallen, saving 8.8% in interest from January to September. So, Speaker, 8.8 billion from January to September. So, Speaker, public debt dropped to its lowest in a decade, and Ghana's debt risk has been reclassified from high to moderate. These gains have created space for social and capital investment, eased external debt pressures, and restored investor confidence. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ghana's fiscal consolidation is now credible, sustainable, and homegrown, a model of responsibility that turns stability into progress and ensures every city works for the Ghanaian people. Mr. Speaker, I take you to social protection. Right, Honorable Speaker, even as we pursue fiscal consolidation, government protected and expanded social spending to cushion vulnerable households. Allocations to social protection programs increased to 0.9% of GDP, up from 0.6% in 2024. Mr. Speaker, these targeted interventions reflect our conviction that economic stability must translate into social progress. Mr. Speaker, I will now give you an update on power purchase agreements, renegotiations, and other reforms in the energy sector. Right, Honorable Speaker, when this administration took office, Ghana's energy sector was saddled with about $1.4 billion United States dollars in debt to independent power producers, a ticking fiscal bomb, I call it. Mr. Speaker, today, that burden has been lessened. We have renegotiated all power purchase agreements, led by Ghanaian experts at no cost to the state, saving over $250 million and restructuring 1.1 billion Ghana cedis over a four-year period. Mr. Speaker, government is now fully current on payment, declaring $300 million United States dollars in 2025 year to date and allocating $345 million United States dollars for 2026. Mr. Speaker, for the first time, we are not accruing new arrests in energy sector. Solar tariffs, projects like BXC and Mineji have dropped from 18 to 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour, cutting costs and expanding access. Mr. Speaker, this was achieved as part of the renegotiation. Mr. Speaker, the Electricity Company of Ghana revenues has risen almost 90%, from 900 million to 1.7 billion Ghana cedis per month, thanks to better enforcement of the cash waterfall mechanism. The Speaker, I repeat, ECG's revenue has improved by almost 90% per month, from 900 Ghana cedis per month to 1.7 billion Ghana cedis per calendar month. Mr. Speaker, I'll now give you an update on the audit of arrears and payables. Mr. Speaker, upon assuming office, government was confronted with outstanding arrears and payables totaling 68.8 billion Ghana cedis, comprising 50.5 billion in unpaid invoices and interim payment certificate, IPCs, and 18.3 billion in outstanding bank transfer advices, BTAs. Mr. Speaker, in fulfillment of our pledge to protect the public purse and ensure value for money, we commissioned the Auditor General, working directly with PwC and EY, to conduct an independent validation of these arrests and commitment. Mr. Speaker, as I informed this August House during the media review of the 2025 budget, this special audit covered all verified arrests and commitment as at end December 2024. The objective was to establish the legitimacy of the claims, identify irregularities, and address the fiscal risk arising from the accumulation of these arrests and outstanding commitment. Mr. Speaker, the audit, Mr. Speaker, the exercise has now been completed, and the Auditor General is finalizing his report for submission to Parliament. But, Mr. Speaker, the findings are troubling and very damning. Very damning. Mr. Speaker, out of the 68.8 billion, Mr. Speaker, I'll give headline numbers whilst we wait for the Auditor General to submit the report next week. Mr. Speaker, out of the 68.8 billion payable submitted for audit, 47.8 billion cedis was validated. Mr. Speaker, an additional 8.6 billion Ghana cedis remains under review, pending further validation due to inadequate documentation, missing third-party confirmation, and lack of supporting document. Mr. Speaker, these yet to be validated claims may be legitimate, but further evidence will be required before they can be recognized. But, Right Honorable Speaker, about 10 billion Ghana cedis were rejected. Mr. Speaker, due to duplications, recycled IPCs, inflated invoices, falsified stores receipts advice, and instances of no work but demanding money. Right Honorable Speaker, out of the rejected amount, about 1 billion Ghana cedis, comprising BTAs, bank transfer advices, that had already been processed by the Ministry of Finance and were ready for payment by the Controlling Accountant General and Bank of Ghana, were rejected. Mr. Speaker, without this audit, these claims would have been paid, underscoring the importance of vigilance and verification. Mr. Speaker, about 2 billion Ghana cedis was also reclassified from claims to BTS. Right Honorable Speaker, the report is ready and it will be submitted, and the detail may be discussed by this House. Mr. Speaker, this audit has not only saved the nation billions in potential losses, but also restored accountability, strengthened expenditure controls, and reaffirmed this government's unwavering commitment to fiscal discipline and transparency. Mr. Speaker, we have identified an abuse in the youth update. Right Honorable Speaker, our investigation into Ghana's import system exposed a staggering abuse of import declaration forms, a tool meant to support legitimate trade, but now hijacked for illicit transfers and tax evasion. Mr. Speaker, between April 2020 and August 2025, over 525,000 transactions amounting to an equivalent of $83 billion were processed through ICOMS. Mr. Speaker, surprisingly, this amount of $83 billion were transferred from Ghana in the name of imports. But surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, only 10,440 of these transactions were linked to actual imports. Mr. Speaker, an equivalent of $31 billion in transactions were transferred abroad with no goods imported into the country. Mr. Speaker, this leaks bleeds our reserves, weakens the Ghana cedi, and deprive the economy of resources that should have been used to build schools, roads, and hospitals. Mr. Speaker, the audit also reveals that some importers underdeclared values to hide about 76 billion cedis in imports, denying Ghana about 11 billion Ghana cedis in potential revenue between 2020 to 2025 August. Mr. Speaker, other importers inflated transfer values, aided by some banks that ignored the $200,000 ceiling set by the central bank. Over 17,700 IDF applications broke this limit, channeling an equivalent of about $20 billion United States dollars in unverified transactions out of Ghana. Right Honorable Speaker, this was not a loophole. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, this was not a loophole. It was an organized system for exploitation. In fact, an organized crime. Mr. Speaker, persons and institutions behind these activities are being referred to the Attorney General, Economic and Organized Crime Office, the FIC, and CID for investigation. Mr. Speaker, also, the Ghana Revenue Authority will establish a special recovery unit to reclaim all this lost revenue between this period. Right Honorable Speaker, government has since acted decisively. An interagency committee will now audit all imported related transfers going forward. The Bank of Ghana will also match every forex transfer with verified import data. The Speaker, we are drawing a hard line. Every dollar leaving Ghana must deliver real value for the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's public debt is firmly on downward path. Mr. Speaker, by October 2025, total debt had fallen from 726.7 billion Ghana cedis, or 61.8% of GDP in 2024, to 630.2 billion Ghana cedis, equivalent of 45% of GDP. Mr. Speaker, marking one of the sharpest decline in our history. Mr. Speaker, for the first time in over a decade, we have recorded a negative rate of debt accumulation from a positive 19.1% in 2024 to a negative 13.3% in 2025. Mr. Speaker, this turnaround reflects fiscal discipline, prudent borrowing, and stronger cedi, showing that Ghana's reforms are being measured, Mr. Speaker, and they are showing results. At home, domestic debt market has rebounded. Treasury bill have dropped by 1,600 basis points, with the 91-day Treasury bill at 10.7 from 28.9, the lowest in 14 years. Mr. Speaker, government has paid 20.3 billion Ghana cedis in bonds in bond coupons, restoring trust and market liquidity. Mr. Speaker, Eurobond prices are up by 17%, yield down by 300 basis points, and investor confidence is back. Mr. Speaker, Ghana has entered a new era of debt sustainability, anchored on discipline, transparency, and fiscal sovereignty. Mr. Speaker, I'll give an update on sovereign credit ratings. Right Honorable Speaker, all three major international rating agencies have upgraded Ghana's, affirming new faith in our macroeconomic management. In June 2025, Fitch lifted Ghana from restricted default to B-. Again, Moody's in October upgraded Ghana to CAA1. And Mr. Speaker, in November, a couple of weeks ago, S&P also upgraded Ghana to B-/B. The Speaker, together, these upgrades marks a global vote of confidence. Ghana is once again credible, stable, and open for business. Mr. Speaker, I take you to monetary and financial sector performance. Right Honorable Speaker, monetary policy in 2025 stayed tight but effective, thanks to prudent management by the central bank and the governor. The Speaker, the Bank of Ghana cut broad money growth to 16.6% and base money to 4.5%, sterilizing 55 billion Ghana cedis to stabilize the cedi and lock in the lowest inflation in 4 years. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's external sector remained strong in 2025. The current account surplus rose to 3.2% of GDP from 2%, driven by robust gold and cocoa export, higher remittance, and strict import management. The Speaker, a $2.1 billion United States dollar trade surplus and growth in non-traditional exports showed a more diversified economy. The Ghana cedi appreciated against the US dollar from 16.35 Ghana cedi to the US dollar in November 2024 to 10 cedi 92 pesos as at 10th November 2025. The Speaker, this represents a rare appreciation of 35%, reflecting sound fiscal and monetary policy management. Right Honorable Speaker, this stability lowered debt costs and eased inflation. Gold and cocoa powered the recovery. Gold earnings rose 68% to 11.2 billion United States dollars. Speaker, cocoa rose 170% to 2.47 billion United States dollars. Whilst oil dipped to 1.83 billion. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's rising export firms reserves, and a stable cedi confirms one thing, that Ghana's recovery is real, disciplined, and indeed lasting. So Speaker, take you to sectorial performance. Right Honorable Speaker, the story of Ghana's economic recovery in 2025 is across every sector, from agriculture and industry to governance, infrastructure and human development. Performance in 2025 reflects disciplined execution and innovation. The Speaker, our task now is to sustain this momentum. We will boost productivity in agriculture and industry, accelerate infrastructure delivery, and strengthen governance. But the message is clear. Ghana is rebounding with purpose and rising with promise. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 medium-term policy objectives and targets is what I'm now going to present. Right Honorable Speaker, as we enter 2026, our mission is clear: to turn the hard-won stability of 2025 into shared prosperity. Mr. Speaker, the sacrifices made by Ghanaians over the past year have restored hope and confidence in our economy. Inflation is down, the city is stronger, growth has regained momentum. Mr. Speaker, our fiscal strategy will match discipline with compassion. Our key fiscal policy priorities for 2026 are as follows. First will be to maintain fiscal discipline by sustaining a primary surplus of 1.5% of GDP on a commitment basis. Speaker, the second is to mobilize domestic resources through continuous implementation of our medium-term revenue strategy. Speaker, will promote value for money and rationalize spending, ensuring that every city delivers value for citizens whilst eliminating leakages and
Emshafu masang mala member ninti mede oye honorable Kese Atuba Fossen men sama okakere mbeshebo gomno member ayebe na mede besi na mbere papa mu no ya babem ya fa no esodo da ma aka no ya the paragraph by paragraph ya the nchechem na no ya the babra ho na mo yimfi da adema no watofo ma gomgran nti ya toba ni ye yi paragraph ye stadium na ye ba no tere bibidi bisi bia itwala na ye che itwala na ye che na che wa se ye wo che fo da bana azam na ti nti anope ba manda wase na mo mo da hwe na manda oye Ghana gas